There you go.
Yeah, not exactly look like twins. Anyway, we're live. So, hey, hi folks, how you doing? Whisky Minister and Outlaw Jim again. We have got a great night tonight, haven't we, Jim?
We have. You've even gotten kind of over your left shoulder a little bit too.
Yes. So if you kind of look over my this screen's round the wrong way.
Hi,
The other left.
Shoulder. Yeah.
So yeah, I've got my Ardbeg there. And got my Outlaws up there.
Nice.
So we're having a kind of smoky night tonight.
We are. We've kind of done a little bit of Isla before, but this is kind of going almost one distillery wholeheartedly. So
it is. And one of my favourites as well.
Yeah.
So Ardbeg wasn't on my radar at all, until I left Diageo and then started trying other whiskies. And then with the Whisky Academy, we did a course for Ardbeg last year. All the Ardbeg guys in America. So obviously we were tasting Ardbeg, so I had to get a few bottles, and it's becoming one of my favourites. It's getting close to Kalila, Jim.
Is it? That's a big...
I'm feeling. I get a bit of guilt sometimes, thinking I'm not drinking my Kalila. I'm on the Ardbeg instead, but got some cracking Ardbegs tonight. I mean, you give me a sample of the black, so I'm really looking forward to that. And got the Anoa and got the Curry Brecon, and so that'll be good. But yeah, you've been a busy boy recently. Where's your award? Let me see it.
Oh, I'll have to go get it from the kitchen.
It's in the kitchen.
Aye, we still haven't put it up yet because the office still getting built. So
all right,
I'll bring that through.
We'll get it through later, shall we?
We got that award for the. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, your beautiful assistant is behind the camera.
Yeah. You'll see the mysterious hand come in when there's something that sounds a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Have we done one of these since I got back from holiday?
Nope. This is the first one in quite a few months, actually.
Well, it must be because I wasn't here for the whole of April.
Come on.
Oh, that's a big beast, isn't it?
Aye, it's quite the desk, sort of, or the. Where's the other bit?
Outlaw Rum Company Limited.
There's even got the other thing on the side,
Best distilled. Which side is it?
Best distilled product.
Yeah, Northeast. Awards.
Brilliant. Beat all those gins.
Aye, the trend has begun.
Well, people are saying that rums are going to be the next gins, and you've just proved that. So
yeah, it'd be interesting to see, what else pops out of the woodwork, or if it goes back to gin. It was interesting because we put in the one award, or we put in the flagship for the award. They said, "Oh, what else do you do?" And we're like, "Well, we've got a couple of these releases." And then when we came to the interview at Meldrum House, they said, "Oh, yeah, we've entered you for 4 products." We're like, "Huh?"
Oh, well.
Okay, so yeah, we got this. And then, you're only supposed to have 10 minutes with the judges. Half an hour later, they said, "Look, we want to keep talking, but we've really, really overrun. So sorry, but politely bugger off."
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting. And one of the judges was the lady who's sort of in charge and came up with a brainchild of the Gin Collective.
Oh,
and
right,
she was also talking about sort of markets and how we've done. And, at the end, she said, "You're absolutely right. It's about who you know and the relationships you build up along the way,
That's it, yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. So I'm sure we get many more awards to come. That'll be great.
There's the is it Northeast Excellence Awards or Scottish Food and Drink Excellence Awards? That's coming up. I think they put out who's selected sort of for final submissions. They put that out on Twitter next week. Don't know why Twitter, but that comes out. And then we've got the so we did the Grampian Food Show, which was, or the Taste of Grampian. That was at Teco. That was a real busy day.
Yeah. Did you get a lady called Deirdre turning up asking for some free drams?
She said, "Oh, I know Vic," and then she was like trying this, and then she came through. And like Rachel was chatting away to, but I'm not joking. We were 2 to 3 deep for about 4 hours straight, Rachel and I.
Brilliant.
But we also had to build the stand when we turned up, and I had to walk
Right.
everything up from the underground car park up the escalator through the foot, few hundred kilos, and then try not to be a sweaty mess when everyone turned up.
But you lift casks. That would have been a doddle for you.
Aye, yeah, should be doing the Highland Games.
That's it. So what we dramming tonight then? What we starting with?
We are starting with Ardbeg Anoa.
Great, because the smell is just driving me mad. I've got my 5 glasses, not full, obviously, because myself and Jim are drinking responsibly tonight, of course.
We are. So it's just a wee taster.
So it's a wee taster and straight to bed for me. I don't know about you, Jim. But, so yeah, we're going on the Anoa.
No, I've not tried this one. I have to hold my hand up. I've tried all the other. Yeah, tried.
Yeah. Well, this was one that was on the course that we did with Ardbeg. So they told us a little bit about this, and there's a place in Isla called OA. It's got the shortest sign anywhere, just near Port Ellen. It goes off to O.
Nice. The West Coast. Yeah.
And they use quite a few different casks in it. So I just checking my notes from our course. They use Pedro Jimenez.
Okay.
And they use virgin oak as well as ex-bourbon.
Really?
So there's probably going to be quite a lot going on in here compared to your average Ardbeg. I mean, the Ardbeg 10 is just amazing, but so there should be quite a bit going on in here compared to that.
So virgin oak though, that's a lot of people. When I've been chatting to other distilleries and the cooperage, they said virgin oak, it just brings on the spirit that much quicker. But it's you wouldn't necessarily get the sweetness you get off a first fill bourbon cask, but you might you get that big vanilla.
You've got that little infill of bourbon in the wood, but with virgin oak, all you're getting is the wood extractives, and you get a lot of color very quickly. You got to be careful with virgin oak, but this just smells divine.
It's lovely, and you get that. You get the typical Ardbeg smoke, but it's
really quite soft, isn't it? And I'm getting almost a sort of cereal note off it, sort of malty. And quite often when I nose phenol whiskies, I get this little background of banana, and I think it's to do with some of the phenols that I perceive as banana, but it's fruity as well.
I'm just getting the it's not hitting you like you would think, sherry right away.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of sherry casks in it, but I don't know if it's just me, but I think there's a tiny little bit more color in this than your normal Ardbeg. I'm not sure. It's a non-age statement as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But just love my Ardbegs. So anyway, I'm going to have a drink. Cheers, Jim.
Slangy, mate.
It's good to be back and doing these again. I missed them. Oh boy, it's that smoky hit, but the sweetness. That is so drinkable.
I know. I didn't get so much of the malt or cereal on the nose, but on the taste. It's not Maltesers, but you get almost a hint of Ovaltine in there.
Kind of biscuity, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
But it's sweet as well.
It's almost like those really good Italian coffee biscuits that you sometimes get.
All right.
Not that there's taste of coffee, but you get that malty little.
There's a kind of toffee note as well as you raise it to your nose. I could just drink that all night, but we've got another 4 to go. So
that is excellent. I mean, this is the first time I've tried an Anoa because I've still got a Yugadal, and I've got obviously the black, which
I mean that's what I love. There's so many Ardbegs out there, and I'm a kind of a bit of a traditionalist. I like the normal Ardbeg labels, I'm not so sure if I'm into these. What is it? Farm mutations and what's the other? Was there a punk one or something? What was that? What was that other one?
I've forgotten what it was called. Was it punk? It wasn't Punk Nation, but it was something like that.
Those kind of funky labels, and there's one with a UFO on it as well. I love that classic Ardbeg look.
It's massively distinctive.
Yeah, but that is a delight, and to think it was closed and it was almost demolished, and now it's just got this cult following.
When was it? Was that like in the 90s? It was almost demolished. Was it?
I can't remember. It was just before Glenmorangie took it over, wasn't it? I'm not so hot on my history, to be honest, but it was almost lost.
Wow,
what a disaster that would have been. Anyway, I'm not gonna drink it all because we've got quite a night, and so what about your Outlaw? Which one are we going with first? We're going with the
5. So
Isla 5.
Yeah.
I have to show the guys again because I love the bottle and the packaging. It's so cool. I've still got my dagger that you gave me. Where is it?
You haven't hurt yourself with it again, have you?
Did I tell you I cut myself with it? That was like, I thought, I wonder if this is really as it is very sharp. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
that was for some of the Club Outlaw.
Yeah, brilliant. So that's a lovely colour, isn't it? The Isla.
Yeah.
And so this is the second Isla that's out, isn't it, Jim?
So this is Isla Cast 5. Yeah. We are doing the next bottling. Actually, is going to be the third Isla, and it's Isla Cast 3. Alphanumeric again. People can work it out for themselves. But yeah, this one at the minute is the one we mostly haven't, because Isla Cast 1 is pretty much out. We've pretty much sold out of it now. We've only got about 10 cases left, maybe.
Yeah, that's the one that I still don't know if I like it or not. I mean, you know me, I love my peaty, smoky whiskies.
Yeah.
But rum, I just wasn't sure. So,
but this one's an interesting one because once it starts to warm up, people normally say, "Oh, it tastes like a whiskey" when I first try it. So what they get is the smoke, and they get some woody notes, and they get a bit of sweetness, and they go, "Oh, instantly whiskey." But as it warms up in your hand and you get it more air, the rum notes start to come through, and it's at the tastings we've done, in people's shops or online, it's the most talked about one, and it's also one that Rachel wasn't, as in my wife, wasn't keen so much on the Isla 1, but trying this one, she'll drink Isla 5 neat now because she's like, "Oh, that's really layered. It's not overpowering at all. It's balanced, and you've got some real depth."
That was my concern. Remember when we first started getting the samples was this peat is going to be too overpowering, even though it was just from the cask. But it's not. It's mellowed out. See, I can just get the smoke on this. Now I nosed it earlier before we started, and I was getting more smoke. Right. And I'm wondering if it's because I've just nosed it against an Ardbeg. So you do nose relatively.
I don't get much smoke on this at all. I always think of it as more like a cask char effect compared to the say your Ardbegs or our Isla Cast 1. Those are, like you say, those were the really sort of strong, not pungent, but very powerful sort of oak smoke.
But that's lovely. I'm just getting a tiny smoke, so a gentle smoke, but it's a soft dram. And the rum characteristics are coming through, aren't they?
Without citrus peel.
Have a little drink of get rid of my Ardbeg Anoa. And then have an Isla 5. I'm looking forward to the Isla 3.
Good.
Yeah. See there. Now I don't know if it's because I've just tasted it against an Ardbeg, but oh my goodness, that is sweet.
And very fruity, eh?
Oh, wow. It's got that puff of smoke right at the start. And then there's a fruit there that I've not got before off this.
Cherry.
Sorry, I was going to say like black currant, something like that.
Hmm.
Oh man, that's loud. It's so well put together. This with that smoke at the start and then the sweetness of the rum coming through. I think I should drink an Ardbeg every time before I have one of these. That's good. Yeah. Now see, to me, that is softer than the first batch, the Isla 1.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer this Isla 5. And it's just not as smoky. But you know what? It's there in the background, isn't it? It kind of lingers.
What I found with the Isla casks is they have a very good sort of seesaw effect. So you get the smokiness on one side, and then you get the rum, toffee notes, and some citrus on the other, and it yaws between the both. So it goes from one side to the next, and then it comes back, and it's got a really long. I think probably the longest I've had is about 5 minutes, where you're still getting on one stuff. So,
oh, that's a lovely finish on that one tonight. That's actually a stronger finish, I think, than we had on the Anoa.
Yeah,
it's really hanging around, but that's very pleasant. I could get the hang of this, Jim.
Are we converting you to rum forever?
Well, no.
No.
I mean, smoky rum. Because for a while, remember, my favorite was the bourbon cask one.
Yeah.
But you know, that's.
Do you know what?
I have to say, I've got a new favorite, which is coming up soon.
Good. At the Grampian or the Taste of Grampian, we had quite a few people that, and you know, you put everything out and people try, and you can say, well, as long as you're not driving, you can have it. But you know, it's such a small amount in a small thimble that's really just to taste them out. So normally people would have 2 or 3, and they weren't driving, and you know, that's all good. That's what it's there for. But we had quite a few people who said that they were Balvenie drinkers, and when they tried the double cask, they'd already gone through a few, and then they went to the double cask and they went, oh, I'm gonna have to have that one as well. And it's very interesting with people who like have particular, shall we say, styles of spirit, that they would then sort of focus on one of our releases or not. It was very interesting to chat to people about that.
That's it. The interesting thing about a double cask, if I remember rightly, it was kind of, we tasted the Speyside cask rum and the Highland cask rum, and it was like neither of them were startling.
No.
But there was something about when you blended them together,
and
they just reached a new height.
And then bringing the quarter casks in as well.
So that extra bit of zing.
Because I remember we said, all right, well, let's try the Speyside and Highland together. And we, like you said, it was even on their own. No, still not ready. Together, quarter casks, a little bit more. Okay, we'll put them all together then. Are you sure? Yeah, I think we should try it together. And you come out and go, yeah, bang on. Yeah.
That happens sometimes. You put these things together and they just, I don't know how it works, but it just raises them all. So.
No, that double cask is funny. It's a very particular, I wouldn't say drinker, but there's a very particular palate for that one. And it's also very balanced.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of smoothness there, and it's quite rich, but it doesn't have, say, what we have here with the Isla, where you go from sort of a smokiness to a sweetness or a rum texture. You don't have that sort of mix, but you then have this sort of very rich, sort of flowing nature.
I've still just drunk the samples you gave me. I haven't opened the bottle yet, so I'll have to open some of them soon. One of these days, once my samples are finished, I'll have to crack them open. Brilliant.
Ardbeg Black.
Ardbeg Black. Yeah. So, thanks for the sample for that, Jim.
That's all right.
I was over sampling with Jim. When was it? Last week? The week before?
2-3 weeks ago.
my happy place in his warehouse, and then we're back to the house and sampled a few whiskey bottles as well. So this is and you know what? He doesn't scrimp with his samples. I mean, look at that, fantastic. So, so this is Ardbeg Black, and the thing about this is, it's been finished, or was it complete maturation in Pinot Noir? I think it's finished, is it? It's New Zealand Pinot Noir casks, wasn't it?
It's New Zealand Pinot Noir casks.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
The same strength as the Ano. It's 46.
Yeah, 46. The Ano is just a little bit further on. But yeah, no.
But this is really gentle.
Yeah.
Now that Pinot Noir cask must soften it or something.
Because it's not too long. Speaking to some people in the know, it's, like Glenmorangie as well. They look at some of their maturation and finishes, and that's 2 years around about that mark. Don't know specifically, but it's not.
It's not hugely long, is it?
No. And this one doesn't smell as if it's had, its whole lifetime.
No, but there's something there it's softened the smoke for me on the nose.
You get that rich dark fruit nose, don't
you? Anyway, Slange. Oh, well, that's lovely as well.
See that?
Slightly younger than the Anoa, maybe.
I was going to say that I was surprised that the Ardbeg Black is actually almost lighter than the Anoa, but I'd say that they're the same in terms of it feels. But you've got, although you don't get it on the nose, the black has far more smoke that comes in like after like 2 or 3 seconds, and then you get that wave of oak smoke and peat.
Yeah, it's smoky, but it's a lot gentler than the Ano. Although it's got a finish to it that I think it's relatively young compared to a lot of the Ardbegs. I don't know, because I don't know how long it's been matured, but it seems that. But that's a pleasant dram as well. It's not got the.
I'm getting the
coffee notes.
No, it's not. But you're getting that grape skin tannin. No, beside the tannin on the roof of the mouth.
That dryness.
Which I actually like in wine as well. I don't go for sweet wines or whites, but I do like a really good sort of Southern French blend, something like a Pinot Noir or a Nero d'Avola that's got like tannins and some real depth.
I'm doing that, nosing the Anoa alongside it, and the Anoa is just a nose full of toffee for me now.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say toffee penny, like Quality Street. Yeah.
That's it just goes to show the importance of the cask.
I'm getting apples and stuff off this one. The black.
Apples off the black, so fruity notes.
But there's so much sweetness on the
Anoa. Oh, it's nice. Oh, I'll drink any of those Ardbegs, but so the black is quite different. So that Pinot Noir cask made a difference.
See, I've just tried the Anoa again, and you get that across the top of the roof of your mouth and then up the nose a bit, so you get the more alcohol feel, even though they're the same. It's the same lightness in the mouth, but the black definitely has more sort of smoke to it. But then you get those, like you say, that dryness in like grape skin or like the dark fruit notes.
Yeah, but nosing them and tasting them together now, I'm amazed at these toffee notes that's coming off. Which, I mean, I kind of got them a little bit when we tasted it first, but when you nose them together, that's why I love nosing and tasting whiskies together. I love comparing them.
Yeah.
So that's great. Excellent. So we're getting loads of comments from a chap who, one of my students from the Whisky Academy, Eric, over in the States.
All right.
He does a lot of teaching over there. So he's putting some comments up. So he did say hell from California and then said, oh, hello. So he missed off his O.
Freudian slip.
Be careful where you put your O's.
Yeah. Always be careful where the O's go.
That's it. Well, he didn't have one. So, yes, hell from California, hell back from Scotland. Hey, so brilliant. So, what about our fourth one, which is
you don't like this one? You're going to struggle with this one, I think.
I am not. So there it is. This is the Founders Release Islay Pinot Noir cask. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jim. We're not allowed to say what distillery we got these casks from.
No.
But it's from Islay.
Yeah.
And it was a Pinot Noir cask.
Yeah. And it's smoky. Yeah.
So, but there you go. Try and work that out for yourself. There's only 9 distilleries to choose from. So yeah, this is a different one, Jim, because it's in a different bottle. There's no writing or dagger.
This one was a design that we came up with because the scene on some of the artwork we've come up with in the background, it's the Glen scene, but it's some of those that we've used with the showstopper tubes. But it was also a design that was true to Outlaw and what we've been doing, but also showing off a particular style. And with this being effectively a cask strength release and calling it our Founders Release, it was that special. And especially when you were getting the tasting notes, yourself and a couple others who are whiskey buffs in Club Outlaw, they said, it's that good, please bottle it, like you said, because you were worried about it going over. And so it was very lucky that I've got a very, very good relationship with our cooperage colleagues, and these casks really hadn't been used by anyone, and I said, well, I'll give a couple of shots. But because it's a different style of oak, it takes a little bit longer to really start going. But then, it was 2 years in cask for this. So if you want to get all wound up about age statement, it's at a minimum of 5 years. So minimum of 3 years in Trinidad, but 5, 7, 9, and 10 probably. And then we've then had minimum of 2 years in these very special Islay Distillery Pinot Noir casks. And I've made sure that I've got a few so we never run out. Yeah,
and it smells amazing. It's quite different. I think I said the last time when we were doing the tasting notes and all that, it's like red wine gums for me. It's sweet and that fruity red flavor. Yeah,
you get that sort of. Oh, what's the other one? Like midget gems.
Yeah, like that. And I was saying before we started, I'm sure it looks darker compared to some of the other Outlaws. And the main compliment for this one is, Jim, my daughter Val likes it. So there you go.
My life is now complete. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So
how about Nunzi or any of the others? Have they sort of had a go on the range and sort of pick their favorite? Because it's always interesting to hear what like.
No, I love to get her to do that. She doesn't drink much, Jim. No.
There's more of the nosing and sort of like the characteristics, and then even for those who don't drink much, it's always interesting to hear when they're. I suppose it depends on the environment of the day and how warm it is and the humidity in the room, but it's interesting to get the notes and just what.
Well, it was interesting when I was nosing the Islay casks last week. Nunzi came in and had a nose of them, and number 3 was her favourite.
Was it?
Yeah, so that was
the
good.
Next bottling.
Yeah, the next bottling. Anyway, cheers.
Cheers, mate. Stan.
Oh man, that cask just puts it up to a new level. See, I can't get any smoke on that. Are you getting smoke on it?
No, what I'm getting now is like tannins in the baking spice. But
see, I'm wondering if it's just because we're tasting it with the Ardbegs.
Aye.
That any smoke that is there is just being minimised relatively compared to the Ardbegs. But
it was very soft anyway. That there wasn't really a lot of smoke there in the.
There wasn't, was there? Because it's quite strange. Because, like I say, at the start of this project, I really wasn't sure of the peaty ones because it was so strong after even 2 months. But it seems to tone down. You get that hit in the maturation when you get a lot of smoke, but then it just seems to tone down and smooths off. And I think the 2 years in it has kind of taken the edge off the smoke for me.
Because the other one with this one is it wasn't really moving at all. It was one of those that we tried. You know, the first year it was like, yeah, nothing's really happened. That's fine. Just leave it. But it's you can't get impatient with these things sometimes, even though if it's like some of our Spey and Highland casks. There's no point turn around going, right, sod it. We'll go put this into something else. You've got to leave at that time because, you know, this is the beginning of the journey. You know, mapping out what casks and
absolutely. I mean, that, you know, some folk probably think that rum is a mixing drink and should be drunk long and with mixers and all that. No way. That's as easy to drink as a single malt.
Right.
I'm gonna have to not drink too much. It's a good job it's bedtime. But that's just so easy to drink. It's so pleasant. It's so smooth going down. I know some of the guys out there don't like that word smooth, but I think it's a good descriptor. A lovely mouthfeel.
But there's no burn. It's not like you've
absolutely no burn, and it's 50.5, isn't it?
Yeah,
50.5%. And there's just nothing. So gentle and enjoyable, but a lovely soft finish as well. Soft, fruity, bit of citrus. Very pleasant.
See, now I've just sniffed the Anoa again. Big bonfire smoke.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've gone the fruity and hardly any smoke, and you take a sniff of the Ardbeg, woof, straight back.
I just love it the way whiskies change. You know, you think you know a whiskey, and that's why I love doing the blind tastings every last Sunday of the month. It's so enjoyable.
Sniff the Isle of 5 now.
Yeah. See, that's got a bit of smoke now.
It's got a bit of smoke, but sweetness, toffee, like burnt toffee and. Oh, that's really smoky now. The Isle of 5 compared to the Pinot Noir. I need to be careful what I'm saying here, and really smoky. Eric's saying that not a lot of folk use Pinot Noir. There's a Tillibardine which uses Pinot Noir cask, but not many use it. Yeah. So, and you get earthier Pinot Noirs from New Zealand. There you go. Okay.
But that's still sort of wine gums to me.
It's rich though, because you get the dark fruits. Gets a little bit of smoke, and then just sort of sweetness and fruity notes.
That's it really is. That's a good word for it, Jim. It is a really rich dram. Satisfying is another good word for it.
Decadent.
Sorry?
Decadent.
Decadent. Yes. What other good words can we come up? Sophisticated. No, that's it. That's a cracker. We'll be out and see. We've had 4 drams, eh?
All right. Well, we needed some Blackadder quotes now, and we'll be rolling around on the floor.
Oh well, yes. Myself and Jim share the same kind of humour, and well, no, let's not talk about what we were talking about in the van. That's not for Zoom. That's just between us two. But we've got similar things that we find
Taste in comedy.
Absolutely, yeah. And Blackadder is one of them. Anyway,
right.
What about the final dram then, Jim?
The final dram
is away from the Pinot Noir, but
is Captain Flasher. I mean, the Corrie Vraken.
The Corrie Vraken.
Now, you see, I'm getting slightly briny notes now.
Mm.
You know, you get that seaweed slightly
seaweedy, but still smoky. There's that toffee notes, but that is one good smell. And we've saved the strongest for last. This is 57.
Yeah. You come and say hello. You come and say hello. Come on. What'd you say? What'd you say? Hello. Hello.
Oh, there's that big daft dog.
Yeah. We say, yeah.
He's bigger than you when he stands on his back legs.
Nearly. Good boy.
Does he take a dram or two?
He would if he could. Good boy. Good boy.
Oh, that just smells delicious.
Good boy.
But this is one of those drams that you think, oh, I might need a splash of water in this, but
no.
57.
See, that's got similar. It's not. You're not getting any sort of young burn.
No.
And the smoke is really quite not muted, but it's
definitely there though.
Yeah.
But I think Corrie Vraken for me is the sweetest one. I always think it's the sweetest Ardbeg. I'm not certain the difference in what different casks are used in this one. I'll have to try and find that out. But again, it's a non-age statement. But 57, it doesn't taste young, does it?
It doesn't taste young, and it's also got the biggest mouth feel, if you know that's a proper term.
It's really bold. Yeah, there's Eric saying something that I think I was trying to articulate earlier, that the core range of Ardbeg is fantastic. I love them. And he's saying some of their bottlings don't have the same quality and price ratio that the core range has. And I think that's probably true. I prefer the core range. So
okay. So that would be the 10 and
the 10, the Corrie Vraken, the Ano, the Ugadal, and the Wee Beastie. Have you tasted the Wee Beastie, Jim?
No, I tasted the. No, actually, I tell a lie. Is that the one with the dragon on the front?
Where's my Wee Beastie? No, just 5-year-old.
No, I haven't tried that one. No.
That just says, I'm young and I've got peat, and it just smacks you in the face.
Does it?
It's a good dram, though.
There's another one.
I like it that they put the age on there and said this is 5. You know, not a lot of people do that.
The other one I've bought, and I was going to wait until we were together to try it, is the it's the one with the dragon on the front. Is it like Young Smoke or something?
Eric's saying it's the Scorch.
That's it, Scorch. So what was it? We were at Ardbeg last year.
Yeah.
And we were in Isla for a good week, 10 days, and it was great fun. And then here we go. What do you want, the 5 or the Pinot Noir? Which one, the
5? There's your helper.
There's the Royal Taster.
Yeah. So what's that disappeared? Is that the Pinot Noir?
No, the 5. It's like I was saying. Rachel's got, she's only ever tried only really like Boona Harbin. There you go, Isle of 5, and it's one of those where sometimes you hear like Isla whiskies, and people pull back because they just feel this. They're going to get hit with this wave of like a young Lafroig or something they tried when it was so overpowering, and tastes change. And yet when this Isla 5 came out, and like I said, once it's warmed up and people have had a sip of it and they go to the second one, is very much the most talked about dram at all the tastings. And even those who are not fans of smoky whiskey or peated spirits have tried the Isla 5 and have really changed their sort of thoughts on it. But we were at Ardbeg and I tried the D rum, which is Ardbeg's version. I couldn't get any rum notes at all off it. Okay. However, the little dragon one that your colleague was talking about, I tried that one and that was a belter. That was
right. Yeah, Eric's saying that Scotch was last year's committee release.
Okay. Oh, I was lucky then because I picked it up from the distillery, so it was. So I've got one bottle of the Scotch, but the D rum, that didn't work for me. The core range, I've always been a big fan.
No, I quickly turned into an Ardbeg fan, but I have to say I'm liking that Isla 5 tonight. But I think the star for me, just because of its richness and boldness, is the Pinot Noir.
Aye.
Yeah.
Because it's not as strong alcohol wise, but we know that alcohol versus taste and so on can be different. I get some people saying to like our flagship, "Oh, that's really strong." Well, no, it's just
really,
but it's just flavor. What would you class as not strong? Would it just be a very sort of bland 40% gin or something else that you're used to? We're trying to show really well finished cask rum. It's not. But
But yeah, that the Pinot Noir 50.5, it doesn't go down as being that strong because it is well rounded and gentle. So that's my last sip. My last sip was a Pinot Noir because I got to get up in the morning.
I don't. No, I wish
you
I
don't. No, I'm working. You're working from home tomorrow as well.
Aye.
Good man.
Yeah.
Good man.
That
was good, wasn't it? Interesting drams. I love it the way one spirit like Ardbeg, you can get so many different whiskies just by putting it in different casks.
Aye,
and the wood's got, and you're showing that as well. We're taking the same rum and doing multiple expressions just because it's in different casks.
Yeah, because I've tried that. Oh, I've just sniffed that an hour again, and I'm getting this belter of a toffee and a butterscotch note.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? That's very nice. Anyway, excellent. So what are we going to do next time?
Well, we're not going to have the. We can do almost like a pre-release of the Isla 3 when that comes back, but that's not bottling until the end of July.
Yeah.
So next one, if we're going to do it, we're away in Ireland, so I'm hoping to go and see Graham and Dingle.
Oh yeah, go and say hello to Mr. Cool.
Yeah, so we were chatting about cask sharing there, so that'll be one. I'm also chatting to a couple others on Speyside about the same idea, so that would be great if we can do that.
That'll be interesting.
What was the other one we were thinking of? There's a few other rums that I've picked up, and we've also done, remember those samples of the blended whiskey? So seeing as some people poo-poo blended spirits, we could do a flagship and a double cast with some of those blended ones.
That would be good. I mean, there are some cracking blends out there. The last tasting I did, the best whiskey was a 30 quid blended Scotch from Compass Box. I think it was called the Glasgow blend. It was absolutely fantastic. It just blew away the single malts that we were tasting it against. And it was only 30 quid, 34 quid or something like that.
Well,
that's the joy of doing it blind.
A mate of mine brought a Gordon MacPhail bottle, and it was an Altmore, so it was up through Keith as if you're going on the old Banff or the Bucky Road.
Yeah, going over the Ingies Hill, Road, yeah.
So, but it was Gordon MacPhail, 10-year-old, and he said, I think some of these tasting notes are crap, because he read the box and it's coming out with mango and all. And he's like, really?
Yeah.
And anyway, we did the one thing where you're sniffing it. I said, right, hold it in your hand and just keep it there for a minute.
Yeah.
And we're down. I said, right, I'm getting pineapple. And he's like, bollocks, you're right. And it's just interesting once it warms up and you've given it a bit of time to breathe.
You get those different. You get so many fruity flavors coming off whiskey from the esters during fermentation.
Yeah.
One of the projects I was working on a while ago at Diageo was trying to find a spirit cut that was very pineapple-y.
All right.
And it was found. So you can find all these aromas in whiskies. Now, Eric's asking if you have a YouTube channel, Jim. I don't think you do you?
We don't. This is the only one we do. So we put this out on our social media. Outlaw Rum, I suppose what I don't want to do is then sort of like copy the only thing we've done and then put it on and double dip. So no, not yet. But I've also been told that I need to get on TikTok and do some of the
TikTok. You got to do TikTok. All right, you got to do things like this, Jim.
No, but what I would do is some of the stuff I do with a smoker barbecue, and then how I've done that. So I did a rum cured with pink sea salt pork shoulder, and then I put it in a smoker barbecue for 8 hours.
Nice.
And then my daughter, and who doesn't really like bacon and this, that, and the other, came back and went, "Can you do that again, Dad?" Like, for what? Because I want it in my school dinners. Like I'm not doing that every week just for you.
Your daughter will be able to show you how to work TikTok. I mean, my granddaughter's on TikTok all the time.
But it was things like that.
That's not the right market for Outlaw, is it?
No, I don't know. It'd be interesting. The only reason they said it is especially because it's video based.
Yeah.
If you're taking snapshots and you're taking things of other things that you're doing, then you can, and good food, good drams and so on. You can do like snapshots with that.
Well, I think you can. Can you do? Well, we're getting into techie now. It's not whiskey. Can you not do that on Instagram Reels?
You can now, and Instagram's actually trying to go away from pictures to go because it realizes that it's missed a beat with TikTok. TikTok being the China sort of government software, and Instagram being the American sort of style.
Yeah. Eric's saying TikTok is for people with a short attention span. So would that be teenagers by any chance?
Anybody under the age of 23, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, anybody younger than us, Jim. So
when was the last time you read a book and they go, book? Audio book.
Yeah. No, Jim, I was in a hotel recently, right? This is a true story. So I was in a hotel on my own because I was business. So I was waiting for my meal. So I was sitting reading a book.
Right.
And the family sitting over the other side of the restaurant. The little kid looks over at me and then says to his mom, "Look at that Manny reading a book." Like it was something out of the ordinary. I was like, look at that weirdo sitting over there reading a book.
It's not like you had, what was that? That emu. Remember emu? Rod Hull and emu. It's not like you're walking around with that like emu.
Yeah. Just look at that. You look at it's like, look at that Manny reading a book. Like I was a deviant or something. It was
oh dear.
It was weird. Anyway, we're getting way off track. So we'll get another
It'll probably be July.
Do this again.
Yeah, I'm away the first 2 weeks of July, but bottling goes away in third week of July, and then I think probably end of July will work. And
cool.
Then,
well, we'll sort something out.
Yeah,
but I'm sure we'll chat before then. But if we don't, have a great holiday.
I will do, mate. Well, thank you very much. That was a good little rundown. That
was the Elko. Well, that was that was great. Really enjoyed that. So thanks for watching, everybody. And Eric, thanks for your 50 comments.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see anyone else's comments maybe when we chat. But we'll see you all again soon. Enjoy your drams, and like myself and Jim, be very responsible. Cheers.
Very.
Cheers. See you. Bye now.